Hi, in today's video, we're going to learn about the difference between an ECN account and an STP account. So, this is a topic that many YouTubers avoid talking about, but by the end of this video, you're going to understand what an ECN account and what an STP account and which one among these is best and which among these you should actually go for. So, before I explain what an ECN or STP account is, there's something first of all I would like to talk about, which is dealing desk and no dealing desk. So the dealing desk is also known as DD and the no dealing desk is also known as NDD. So what is a dealing desk? So a dealing desk is also known as a market maker. So what are features or characteristics of a dealing desk? Okay, so the first characteristic or feature of a dealing desk is that a dealing desk broker actually executes orders in-house in their dealing desk department. So let me just write this down. Execute orders in-house. So here is how this happens. So the broker, which is a dealing desk, it buys large positions from liquidity providers and sells them to their clients in smaller pieces. So because of this structure, a dealing desk broker takes the other side of this trade because they hold positions before selling them to clients. Actually, they even might later hedge their positions to be neutral to advance the market. Okay, another characteristic is that they set their own price and margin. So what do I mean by this? No, not margin, as price and spread. Okay, so when I trade with a dealing desk broker, here's what happens. The broker decides the price and spread, meaning I trade the broker's specific prices. So this leads some traders to believe there is a greater chance of the price manipulation by the broker and potentially less fair market conditions. Okay, the other characteristic is that they have got a smoother price fluctuations. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So because dealing desk brokers set the prices, so the fluctuations in the price and spread are often smoother than a no dealing desk broker. So what do I mean by this? So this, like, they're able to track every single price fluctuation in the underlying market. So this actually makes it easier to place traders with a dealing desk broker, but the traders miss out on some very small price fluctuations they may want to trade. Okay, and the fourth feature or characteristic is that this type of brokers, they only charge spread, okay, without any separate commission. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So not having a separate commission does not necessarily make them cheaper, because the spread can be wider with no dealing desk brokers that may have commission but narrow spreads. So this is one thing you should consider. Okay, and finally, lastly, the last characteristic or feature is that they may have quicker trade execution. So what do I mean by this? So trade execution by dealing desk, okay, can be quicker than by no dealing desk brokers, because dealing desk brokers view trades internally. Remember what I said at first point? Here I said that they execute orders in-house in their own department. So this means that, okay, they don't have to connect to other external stuff, like everything is actually faster. So, but however, here's what you should know. The difference in execution speed is small and only valuable to short-term traders such as scalpers that need the level of precision. Okay, so now that I've talked about a dealing desk, let's now talk about the second thing on the list, which is no dealing desk, also known as NDD. Okay, so what about NDD? What type of a broker is this? So These are known as direct market access brokers. So let's do this. These are said they are called market makers. Okay, market makers. Then these they are going to be direct market, like this, direct market access brokers. So okay, this is the big difference. So the dealing desk, they are market makers. Not dealing desk, they are direct market access brokers. So the first characteristic is, so they give direct market access. Okay, so they pass their clients' orders straight to their liquidity providers without intervening with a dealing desk. Okay, so these they go directly to liquidity providers. The second characteristic is the price for trades. The price for trades is directly from, okay, I'm actually typing that looking at the keyboard. I thought as if I'm better. Okay, so yeah, the price for trade is directly from the liquidity providers. So what do I mean by this? So these brokers, okay, will charge a separate commission or sometimes increase the spread by a set of amount to cover their cost. So this is what happens to these type of brokers. So if you're a scalper, okay, then this type of broker is best for you. Why am I saying so? Because you can see the smallest price fluctuations. Okay, you can see the smallest price fluctuations. Okay, so I've talked much about this. So let me now summarize about the dealing desk and the not dealing desk. First of all, let me talk about the last one, which is the NDD. So execution can actually be marginally slower than the dealing desk broker that fuels trades internally. So many not dealing desk brokers disclose information about how they connect to liquidity providers, for example, using servers with fiber optic cables close to major liquidity hubs such as the London and New York. So this information can actually help you know, okay, if they have quick trade execution, even with the additional step of using liquidity providers to fill trades. So one thing you should know is that when it comes to brokers, okay, brokers can actually are able to provide both, okay, they're able to provide both NDD and DD type of accounts. Some brokers, they only provide one type of account. Some others, they provide two types of accounts. So they give you the option to choose what you'd like to go with. So often, like, a broker will require a higher minimum account balance for a no dealing desk or direct market access type of account. Okay, so now that you've understood what a dealing desk and a no dealing desk is, let's now go back to the main topic. The main topic, which is what is an ECN account or STP account and the difference. So I'm going to write it here. So let's talk about the ECN being the first one. So an ECN broker is a no dealing desk broker. Is an NDD. Okay, so it routes orders only through the central interbank market. So the orders are filled at the best available prices with no dealer intervention. So an ECN broker does not hold a position in the market, meaning they will never take a position against you. So this type of brokers can never trade against you. So, but what is ECN? What does ECN stands for? Well, ECN stands for Electronic Communications Network. This is what ECN stands for. So it's actually a computerized network that facilitates the trading financial markets products outside traditional exchanges. So most ECNs are automated, meaning no manual decisions are made to fulfill the trades. So when it comes to ECN accounts, they are the most transparent and purest access to the market. Okay, so let's now talk about an STP type of account or STP broker. So one thing you should know again is that an STP is also an NDD, is a no dealing desk broker. But what does STP stand for? Okay, so this stands for through processing. Let me just write this down. Okay, but before I continue talking about the STP, so remember what I said about the ECN type of broker, where I said that okay, there's no manipulation, like it's also based, like it's one of the best type of accounts, and the best broker for that is no other than Morgan Market. So create an account with Morgan Market. You can simply click here to create a demo account or go on with a real account and experience fast trade executions and best spreads you can ever have. So the link to this website will be in the description. So let's continue once more again. So STP or straight through processing is a technology that passes trades directly to a counterparty. So on the other side of the trades, there may be an STP broker or an ECN. So as I said earlier on, an ECN processes trades internally, but for STP, okay, is externally. They may connect to another ECN or another SMTP. Okay, but most importantly, again, when it comes to STP brokers, they will never trade against you. Okay, so they do not hold a position in the market, meaning they will never take a position against you. So trades can be routed in different ways. So an STP broker can actually route different trades through different counterparties. Okay, and what you should know is that an STP broker will not route all the trades similarly. One trade may go to another STP broker, then another can go to an ECN broker. So most importantly, like STP brokers, okay, are mainly smaller brokers. So this is why they can't do everything on their own. So they have to connect to some external brokers for this to work. So they're usually small brokers. Okay, and these small brokers, they use STP technology code bridges to connect trades to larger brokers. So they've got like fixed and variable spreads. Okay, so this video has really gone far. So let me just talk fast, then I end the video. And I think I want to be writing this, so pay attention. So pay attention now. I'm about to talk about the difference between ECN and STP type of brokers. So the first difference is that ECN brokers, they route orders only to the central interbank, okay, interbank market of the top tier banks as liquidity providers. On the other hand, like the STP brokers can route orders to other brokers. So in short, ECN through banks and other liquidity providers, then SMTP through other brokers. Okay, then the other difference is that the execution speed, on average, the ECN brokers execute faster than SMTP. Then when it comes to slippages or records, when trading direct from the interbank market, that is for ECN, there's little chance of records or slippage compared to an STP broker, so which relies on the other brokers for fees. So if you don't want slippages, go for an ECN broker, and the best ECN broker, as I said earlier on, is Morgan Market. So create an account with Morgan Market and experience faster trades and little or no slippages. Okay, then when it comes to spreads are tighter on ECN as compared to SMTP. So by now I think you should understand what an ECN, SMTP, DD, NDD, what all these are. So if you've learned something through this video, give this video a like. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment. Remember, the best broker you can go with is no other than Morgan Market. The link is in the description. Bye for now, and this is Keith Ruins.